My name is Captain Ryan Mitchell, and for the last decade, I've flown some of the fastest and deadliest jets in the world. People hear fighter pilot, and they imagine Top Gun, constant dogfights, explosions, danger at every corner. But in truth, most days my job is silence. Up there in the cockpit, cruising at 30,000 feet, all I hear is the hum of the engines and the faint crackle of the radio. It feels almost lonely, just me, the endless sky, and the weight of responsibility pressing on my shoulders. That day started like any other. Clear skies, routine patrol. My checklist was drilled into muscle memory. Instruments steady, weapons cold, radar sweeping. I'd done it 100 times before, maybe 1,000. But then a single beep. My radar screen lit up with a faint blip at the edge of my sector. At first, I dismissed it. Radar ghosts happen. Static, glitches, sometimes even birds if the system misreads the signal. But something about this one, it was too steady, too precise. I tapped the screen, adjusted my HUD. The blip didn't vanish. It moved. Strange, I muttered, more to myself than anyone. My heart rate ticked up a notch. At 30,000 feet, you don't expect surprises. The airspace is tightly controlled. Whoever that was, they weren't supposed to be there. I radioed in. Command, this is Falcon 1. Possible contact at grid 362. Please confirm. Static. Then silence. Command didn't answer. That silence felt louder than any explosion. Then, out of the corner of my eye, I saw it. A dark silhouette slicing through the horizon. Sleek, fast, definitely military, and definitely not one of ours. I gritted my teeth. This wasn't a radar glitch. This was real. Command, visual confirmed. Unidentified aircraft, bearing northeast, entering restricted airspace. Still no response. My chest tightened. Out here, minutes matter. Every second I waited could be the second they slipped deeper into our territory. Finally, the radio crackled back to life. Falcon 1, shadow the target. Do not engage unless hostile intent confirmed. Shadow it. In other words, follow, watch, but don't pull the trigger. So I did. I pushed the throttle forward. The jet roared, pressing me into my seat. The air shimmered around me as I closed in. The closer I got, the stranger it seemed. The intruder wasn't flying straight. It zigzagged, cut across clouds, then slowed like it was testing me, taunting me. I felt my jaw tighten. This isn't random. This is deliberate. And then, boom, it dropped altitude suddenly, slicing downward like a hawk diving for prey. Adrenaline flooded my veins. I followed. My jet strained as I pulled into a dive, G-forces slamming me against my harness. My breathing grew ragged, controlled only by years of training. The chase was on. For long minutes, it was a deadly dance. We cut through clouds, skimmed the edge of mountain ridges, banking so hard my vision blurred at the edges. I tried to anticipate his moves, but he was good. Too good. And then my radar screamed again. Another blip. My stomach dropped. A second jet. This wasn't just a rogue pilot. It was an ambush. Command, multiple hostiles confirmed, requesting backup immediately. But backup didn't come. I was alone, 2 against 1. They moved like predators, boxing me in, one in front, one of my 6. My training told me to stay calm, use the terrain, outthink them. So I dove into the valleys, weaving between ridges, so close I could see trees blur past my canopy. One of them pushed too hard, misjudged the angle, and clipped a ridge. Smoke poured from his wing as he spiraled down. One down. But the second? He was relentless. He stuck to me like glue, matching every move. My jet screamed as I climbed steep, pulling a vertical. The G-force crushed me, black spots creeping into my vision. I fought it, gritting my teeth, holding on. At the top, I cut power and pulled a stall turn. For a heartbeat, my jet hung motionless in the sky. Then gravity took me. The enemy overshot, blasting past me. Perfect. I rolled, lined him up, my crosshairs locked. Target acquired. Finger on the trigger. One squeeze and it's over. But then the radio cut in. Falcon 1, disengage. Stand down. Repeat, do not fire. I froze. My heart thundered. I had him. I had the perfect shot. Command, say again. Hostile confirmed. Falcon 1, this is not your call. Stand down. I stared at the enemy jet, still in my sights. Seconds ticked like hours. Then, almost mocking, the hostile broke away and disappeared into the clouds. Gone. I was left hanging in the silence, shaking, my knuckles white on the stick. When I landed, sweat soaked through my flight suit. My legs trembled as I climbed out of the cockpit. The adrenaline still buzzed in my blood. I stormed into the briefing room, demanding answers. Why let them go? Why stop me when I had the shot? My commander's face was stone. He said only, sometimes, Falcon 1, restraint is the greater weapon. Today was not the day to pull the trigger. No further explanation. No classified files. Just that. That night, I lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, replaying every second. The chase, the stall turn, the order to stand down. And the unanswered question, what game were we really playing up there? Because in my gut, I knew that wasn't the last time I'd see them. And next time, the order might be very different.